put a bit of sand over the top, put a bit of leaves over the top, and then just pour the water through, and it would come out clear and safe to drink. But I always have charcoal with me in my car, and I always have charcoal with me in my pocket when I go foraging, just in case. Because I don't take my book with me anymore. I kind of know the local flora enough to just go out. And I know some plants I don't know, but I'm pretty sure they're not poisonous. You get a feeling for it, and it actually goes really fast that you know your spots.
This is quite terrifying looking. It's a twig.
It's a twig, that's right.
Yeah.
It's a willow branch,
Aha.
and it has salicylic acid in it.
Mm-hmm.
And what you can do is you can just put it in your mouth and just chew on it really hard, and then it should taste bitter. And the bitterness is the salicylic acid, which is also in aspirin as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's in a willow, and it's in meadowsweet, filipendula as well. So you can have teas, but it doesn't have the side effect of aspirin. It doesn't cut tiny holes into your stomach as it does with elderly people. So it's completely safe. And whenever I cycle outside or hike in the Alps where the air is really cool, goes to your throat, I would always have a willow branch in my mouth, just chewing it, and that would kind of keep me healthy or protect me from a cold.
And is that a particular type of willow?
No.
Any of the willows will do,
Any of the
will they?
willow would do it, yeah. You can harvest the combium of it, yeah. And this, according to Gordon Hillman, who works for the University of London together with Ray Mears for Neolithic food, this plant here was one of the keystones for colonizing ancient Britain. Okay, it's the Crambia maritima sea kale. So what I did here is I just split a bit of a flintstone off this piece there, which I collected at the Seven Sisters. And then what you do, so this is sharper than steel normally. I used it quite a lot. So in the old days they would just cut a bit of flint off, use it and then discard it. They would never take flint with them, and then they just use another piece of flint and discard it. So tools are very ephemeral. And what you just do is you just scrape off the bark. And the smaller roots are much nicer than the bigger roots because they're obviously younger, those roots. You can take this off and then take that off there. Right, here you are.
Thank you.
And when you bite into it, you will taste it. It's full of starch, and when you slowly chew it, you might be able to taste the sugar as well. And if it's too stringy in the center, you just nibble the outside, which is the youngest part of it, like you would nibble spare ribs or something. Is it nice? It's okay? Yeah.
Yeah, it's not bad that.
Yeah.
So is that how they would have eaten it, raw, like that?
So there's two ways of eating that. You can either eat it raw straight away, uncooked. The second way of eating it is you put it in water, boil it. And the third way is actually, when I have a bigger piece, I would put it straight into the embers in the fire and leave it there, forget about it, just cook your other food, enjoy the sky. And then I take it out, it's completely black outside. You take your flint, just scrape off the outside, and inside it will taste like a sweet potato. It's completely tender, and it's one of the most delicious wild foods I know. Absolutely gorgeous.
And you have to eat this at what time of the year?
You have to eat it in the winter. You can grow it in your garden. The thing with wild cabbage roots is it's illegal to dig them up because you would actually take the entire plant away. So I have it actually growing in the allotment. It won't show yet, but if I dig it up there, I always break up the young bits and then put it back, so I actually just propagate it in a way, because this is a plant that grows only in shingle and it's so easily over foraged. That's one of those. but absolutely delicious. You can eat the shoots in the spring, you can blanch them, just like rhubarb. You can eat the seeds for about 2 weeks in the year. You can eat the flowers. So this is a plant that's abundant, and it's one of those rare plants. So imagine this, to make a meal of bitter cress is quite a challenge, isn't it? You have to gather a lot. Or imagine making a meal out of dandelion leaves. You probably spend way more calories than you actually get back.
Yeah.
And this is one of the foods that gives you much more calories back than you actually need to dig it up.
Thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed this bonus episode, and thanks again to Michael.